All right, today we're jumping into something that makes a really big promise. It's called the 90-Day Prosperity Accelerator. We're going to break down exactly what it's offering, the results it claims to deliver, and the so-called secret formula behind it all. So, let's get right to it.
I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? Is there some repeatable, predictable formula for prosperity? No matter what you do for a living, that idea, a clear, step-by-step path to success, well, it's pretty compelling. And that's exactly the promise we're digging into today.
To do that, we're going to look at this program's own promotional materials. We're treating it like a case study, looking at the exact promises and testimonials it uses to get people on board. Okay, first things first, the Prosperity Promise. What is this program actually offering? Well, according to their own materials, it really all boils down to one powerful idea.
And that idea is a high return on investment, or ROI. The core claim here is pretty simple. What you get out of this, whether it's money, skills, or even personal growth, is going to be way more than what you put in. So they're not positioning this as a cost, but as a serious investment in yourself. But a big promise needs some big proof to back it up, right? So next, let's take a look at the evidence the program puts forward to support these claims of high ROI.
Now, this is really interesting. This first piece of evidence isn't just about I'm making more money. It's I'm making more money while working less. That's a huge distinction. It suggests the program is selling a way to be more efficient, not just to work harder.
And yeah, they put a huge number on that higher income claim. £38,000 in a single month. That's the kind of number that really grabs your attention, It's meant to show you the absolute peak of what could be possible.
And here is where they really hammer home that work less part of the deal. The material says that same person was on track to make another £29,000 the very next month while only working for 2 weeks. See, it's all about framing this as smart, accelerated growth.
But it's not all about these huge 5-figure paydays. I mean, this testimonial, this hits on a totally different, and you could argue, a much more powerful level. To go from needing food stamps to being financially independent, that's a life-changing transformation. It's meant to show that a really fundamental shift is possible.
And then, the source broadens the whole idea of what success even means. It's not just about the cash coming in each month. They highlight these massive life and career milestones, like buying a house or becoming a paid speaker on big stages, to show that the return on investment can show up in all kinds of big, meaningful ways.
Okay, so those are the results they're showing off. But how? How does this supposedly happen? Well, that brings us to the final part of this whole breakdown, the program's own explanation for its success formula.
This really is the key question, right? If results like these are on the table, what's the secret sauce? What does the program say a person actually needs for this whole thing to work?
And what's fascinating is how they explain it. They lay out this 4-part formula. But it's not really about what the program does, it's about who the client is. According to this, the perfect candidate already has skills, is already invested in their own business, is open to being coached, and is totally committed.
So when you put it all together, what they're really saying is that success is a partnership. This isn't some magic button you can just push and get rich. The program seems to make it pretty clear that its system is built to accelerate a very specific kind of person, someone who's already got the skills and the drive to make it.
And that leaves us with this one big, critical question at the heart of any program like this. Is the success really coming from the system, or is it coming from the highly skilled, super motivated students that the system is designed to attract in the first place? It's a question worth thinking about anytime you see a promise of prosperity.